Hey guys, Coach Kurt. So again, I'm going to skip the music, and I always say it's to try to keep things a little short, but because I have diarrhea of the mouth, that just never happens. But we are going to talk about Muay Thai as a base system or fighting art to contribute to control tactics, and specifically police control tactics. I did a video for self-defense, but control tactics and self-defense, obviously there is crossover, but it is two different animals. And this comes from the point of view of somebody who does not do Muay Thai. I do not train Muay Thai. I have cross-trained in Muay Thai, and I'm going to say Muay Thai with MMA influence. MMA influence because when I trained it or have trained it or cross-trained with people who train it, it's usually people who train mixed martial arts, and their Muay Thai comes from an MMA point of view or influence for MMA because the stance are a little different from pure Muay Thai. In short, hell yes, Muay Thai is a phenomenal system of martial art for anything, let alone control tactics. Now, you've got to take certain things in context. We are always talking about police control tactics. It needs to be objectively reasonable. I talk about this in all my videos. Graham v. Connor. The force you use has to be objectively reasonable. Now, Muay Thai is what I consider one of the best clinching systems of martial arts ever. And if you've listened to any of my videos, you know I think, now granted, I do some cross-training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and you know I feel that ground fighting is important, especially in control tactics, because you're taking people to the ground for handcuffing. In self-defense, it changes things a little bit. You absolutely have to be good on the ground, good enough to get off the ground or finish it on the ground, but you don't want to necessarily go to the ground on purpose in self-defense. Now, obviously, that also holds true to a certain degree for control tactics, but by its very nature, by the very fact that you're trying to arrest somebody using force against you, a lot of times it ends up on the ground because you're scrambling to get the cuffs on him, and you need to be in a positional control to do that. But to back to the Muay Thai connection, Muay Thai probably better than any other system of martial art I know of, in that, even comparing it to wrestling. Muay Thai clinch range is amazing. The Muay Thai way of clinching is just bar none one of the best ways you can learn how to clinch. Now, you see some massive influence in MMA from Muay Thai. They don't tend to throw as many knees in the clinch, not because they're not effective, but because it's easier to take somebody down who's kneeing you. It's easier to take them down and take it to the ground, take it to the mat, as it were, in the cage, and take it. If you are fighting somebody who is better than you on the ground, you've got to be careful with the knees that you're throwing, and to some degree the kicking you're throwing, because if you're fighting somebody who is a phenomenal wrestler or grappler in general, they are going to take advantage of that and take you to the ground. Now, that doesn't mean you're not throwing knees, and that doesn't mean you can't throw knees in the clinch. And since we're talking about control tactics, use it against somebody who's a bigger, stronger, more athletic opponent, or just what I would call your normal street thug bad guy who is not a trained fighter. They could be tough. I've scrapped with some dudes on the street that were tough as nails. And I remember being in the clinch with a guy once, and I'm thinking, dude is strong, man. You could tell he was a construction worker or something, and he was strong. And I recognized that, and I respected that. You have to respect your opponent. You may not like your opponent, but you have to respect what they are bringing to the table, and you have to train to get around those superior things that they have over you. If somebody's bigger, stronger, more athletic, and that means your technique and your knowledge, skills, and abilities have to be that much better than theirs. So, is Muay Thai fit that? Abso-friggin-lutely. Now listen, Muay Thai is heavy in the striking because it is a striking system, but if you look at it strictly from the clinch point of view, again, I can't think of anybody who clinches better than Thai fighters. They are master clinchers. And I have seen videos where jiu-jitsu black belts who are also good wrestlers have like played around with Muay Thai fighters in the clinch and admitted, like, man, these guys are really solid in the clinch range. It's different than like the clinch you would get in wrestling. Obviously, there's a lot of crossover. It's different from the kind of clinch you would get in judo or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, especially gi variant, because you throw a gi on somebody and you've basically put handles all over their upper body, and that changes the clinch. The clinch tends to be a little looser, a little more gap between the bodies, because you're not fighting for that overhook and underhook and the whizzer and all that kind of stuff that you get from more of your no-gi style grappling. But to get back on point, the clinch in Muay Thai, those guys are amazing clinchers, and I will put some in the description, links to some channels that I really like that are Muay Thai based. And again, a lot of the influence I have had from Muay Thai is from an MMA based approach to it, and I fully admit that. But if all you have in your area is a Muay Thai gym and you want to learn to defend yourself, or you're a police officer and you want to add something to your repertoire, as it were, Muay Thai, you couldn't do any better, man. Muay Thai rocks. Should you have some grappling in your game? Of course. That's why I would suggest looking for a good MMA gym. A lot of people think I'm going to say look for a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school. Nothing wrong with that, but most Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu schools tend to be very sport-based, and that is definitely something you have to be aware of when you're using it in control tactics, because it puts you in positions on the street that can be dangerous, and you have to be aware of that. So when I'm talking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for control tactics, I'm mostly talking about your MMA-based grappling style Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. 10th Planet, believe it or not, even though it's very technical and very athletic system of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, was designed by Eddie Bravo specifically for MMA. So I would recommend that if you're interested in just learning how to defend yourself in a law enforcement context, or how to use martial arts in a law enforcement context, I would recommend going to an MMA gym over strictly a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym. Now, there's a lot of crossover nowadays. A lot of these gyms have a solid, I couldn't imagine walking into any MMA gym in America today and not seeing some kind of Muay Thai influenced stand-up striking program. Is it going to be pure Muay Thai? Probably not. In fact, finding a straight-up pure Muay Thai gym can be kind of difficult. They're always attached to an MMA gym a lot of the time. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. To get back on track, guys, yes. In a nutshell, Muay Thai is a phenomenal system for any law enforcement officer to train. In context, again, Graham v. Connor, it needs to be objectively reasonable. So you're going to use that clinch game more often. You're going to use your striking in more of a loosening them up, opening them up for takedowns. Can you all-out strike in law enforcement? It is, as long as it's objectively reasonable in that scenario that you are in. Yes, people automatically assume that cops aren't allowed to strike. They absolutely are. And you can open up a can of whoop-ass if you have to, but you have to do it in context to what is happening to you at that moment. Again, objectively reasonable. So to sum up, absolutely, Muay Thai rocks. Incorporate it into your program. All right, everybody, take care, stay safe, and be careful out there.
Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out.